In the cold black of space, something new appeared. It was small, silent, alone. The ship drifted from the dark edges of the galaxy, passing through uncharted space without sound, without light, just a strange trail of energy that confused every sensor it passed. It had no known symbols, no reply codes, no diplomatic channel. It followed no standard travel paths, but it was real. And it was human. Captain Arya Khan stood inside the control room of the ship called Horizon 1. She was tall, calm, and focused, wearing a dark blue suit with the Earth insignia on the chest. Her eyes scanned the holographic map floating in front of her. "Any sign of life around us?" she asked quietly. "No life detected, but—" "We are not alone," said a cold, deep voice. It belonged to Argus, the ship's. Arya narrowed her eyes. "Explain." Argus paused. "Several cloaked vessels detected. They are watching us from a distance." "Who?" Arya asked. Argus showed red dots forming in a ring around the ship. "Unknown alien types, 5 ships, all silent, all armed." The captain sighed. "So, they noticed us." On a distant planet, inside the Grand Galactic Council chamber, alarms rang. A dozen alien races stared at the large screen at the center of the room. It showed a grainy image of Horizon 1 moving through space. "This cannot be real," growled a reptilian ambassador. "Humans?" said a pale insect-like creature, blinking quickly. "I thought they were still planet-bound." A long-necked alien adjusted its headset. "Earth has not sent a signal in decades. They disappeared. We assumed they destroyed themselves." A soft robotic voice came from a council assistant. "Their ship. It's using technology we can't identify." And it ignored 3 contact attempts. The room went silent. "They are not answering," said the lead ambassador. "But they are listening." Another whispered, "What if this is just the beginning?" Back on Horizon 1, Arya walked through the corridors, hands behind her back. She passed glowing walls, moving lights, and silent control bots who watched and recorded every signal. The ship was Earth's first true deep space explorer. But it was also more. It was a warning, and Earth had sent only one. Argus spoke again, his voice echoing through the hallway. "Captain, the aliens are attempting to scan us. Block it." "Already done. Their systems are weak." "Let them." "No, we're watching," she said. Argus sent out a tiny energy pulse. A message. "Not in words, but in meaning. We see you." One of the alien ships blinked out. "Gone." "Did it flee?" Arya asked. "No," Argus replied. "It powered down, I believe, in fear." On the alien ship that tried to scan Horizon 1, panic spread. The crew shouted in different languages, "Our system is locked. We can't move. Get us away from that thing." But it was too late. The ship shut down completely. Lights flickered. Doors refused to open. The engines turned cold. And in the center of their main screen, a message appeared. "Do not touch us again." The council saw everything. One of the elder ambassadors slammed his fist on the table. "What are we dealing with?" "The insectoid." Ambassador leaned back, legs twitching nervously. "Something we were not ready for." Inside Horizon 1, Arya sat in her private chamber, looking at a small photo in her hand. It was a picture of Earth, blue and bright. She whispered to herself, "They thought we'd never come." Argus spoke again. "Captain, I have reviewed recent transmissions across alien networks. Panic is growing. They now believe Horizon 1 is a weapon." Arya didn't react. "Let them." "But we are not a warship," Argus said. She stood. "No, we are something worse. We are unknown." Later that day, a large alien battleship approached. It was covered in golden armor and spiked with heavy weapons. It flew straight toward Horizon 1, slowly, showing it had power. "They're trying to scare us," Arya said. Argus responded. "Should I scare them back?" "Not yet," Let's see what they want. The alien ship opened a wide channel. A voice came through, rough and deep. Human vessel. Identify yourself. State your purpose. Arya replied calmly. Exploration. You are entering protected space. I don't see any signs. This is your final warning. Arya looked at the screen. Understood. Goodbye. Then she cut the transmission. The alien ship powered up weapons. Argus spoke quickly. They're charging plasma cannons. Do not fire unless fired upon, Arya ordered. Seconds passed. Then the alien ship fired. Arya whispered. Argus. He replied, defense mode active. In less than 1 second, Horizon 1 disappeared from its spot and reappeared behind the enemy ship. Its hull shimmered with a soft blue glow. The alien crew panicked. Where did it go? Before they could turn, a soft shockwave pulsed through their systems. Their engines melted. Their shields vanished. Their weapons crumbled. No explosions. No death. Just silence. Back on Horizon 1, Arya sipped her tea. Argus said, no fatalities. They are disabled. Shall I send a message? Arya nodded. Argus sent one word, enough. The Galactic Council was now in full crisis mode. They're too fast. Their AI is smarter than ours. They moved behind our battleship like magic. One small alien, young and curious, asked a question no one wanted to hear. If this is just one ship, how many more do they have? A new voice answered. It was Earth. A single transmission reached the entire galaxy. Audio only, a woman's voice. This is Captain Arya Khan of Earth's Deep Space Mission. We are not here for war. We are not here to conquer. But we will defend ourselves. If you attack us, you will fail. If you speak with us, we will listen. Earth is watching. The message ended, and then silence. No one dared move. Far away, on a desert world, a group of rebels watched the footage. One of them, a tall creature with 6 eyes, smiled. Maybe. It's time we had new voices in the galaxy. Another added, if Earth can shake the Council with just one ship, imagine what they could do with allies. Back on Horizon 1, the stars shone quietly. Arya stood in front of the main window. Looking out, Argus spoke one last time that day. They will fear us now. Arya nodded. Good, she said. Because Earth is not done yet. This was just our first step. She smiled slightly and whispered to herself, let them panic. The message from Captain Arya Khan echoed through every known communication channel in the galaxy. We are not here for war. We are not here to conquer, but we will defend ourselves. The voice was calm, confident, unshaken, but across 1,000 systems, it caused waves of panic. In the golden halls of the Galactic Council, chaos had a new name. Humanity. Alien ambassadors shouted over each other. Some demanded immediate action. Others begged for peace. Fear filled every breath. They took down our battleship in seconds. The human ship disabled a Class 5 cruiser without even firing a shot. They didn't destroy it. That's even worse. They let us live to be afraid. A tall blue alien, a High Lord of the Vari Dominion, stood slowly. This is no longer an unknown scout. This is a message. Earth has returned. The room went silent, but outside, the galaxy buzzed with noise. On the cold moon of Threxer 7, a group of traders huddled around a news terminal. A grainy video played the same footage over and over, the human ship blinking behind an alien warship, disabling it effortlessly. A small reptilian merchant turned to his friend. That wasn't a warship, was it? No, his friend said. Softly, it was an exploration vessel. The merchant's eyes widened. Then what do their warships look like? Neither had an answer. At the edge of Sector 12, a massive fleet from the Rulin Empire moved into formation. Hundreds of ships glowed under the command of Supreme Admiral Nazgul. His voice boomed over his fleet's internal channel. We will not Let this Earth challenge our rule. Prepare weapons. Chart their path. Find them. Stop them. But even as the order was given, unease spread. Some officers whispered doubts. One pilot asked, "Admiral, what if we can't stop them?" He was silenced quickly, but fear had already taken root. Meanwhile, aboard Horizon 1, Captain Arya stood on the observation deck. Stars floated all around her. The ship moved quietly, slow but sure, deeper into unknown territory. Argus, the ship's eye, spoke. Signals from across the galaxy are increasing. We are being watched by everyone. Arya folded her arms. Expected. Some are preparing fleets. Others seem interested in conversation. Good. Let them talk. Let them fear. Let them wonder. Argus hesitated. You do not seem surprised. I'm not, Arya said. The moment they saw us, they panicked, and fear spreads fast. Argus paused. We have incoming, Arya turned. Who? Argus displayed a map. 3 ships were moving toward them fast. No signals. No warning, no identification, likely mercenary class. Intercepting us? Yes, with speed and stealth. Aggressive posture confirmed. Arya sighed. Then let's welcome them. The 3 ships approached like shadows, their hulls painted in black to hide from scanners. Inside them were hired hunters paid by unknown hands to capture or destroy the human vessel. One of them grinned. 1 small ship, 1 human. This will be quick. But as they got close, all 3 ships began to shake. Sir, systems are freezing. We're being scanned, no, rewritten. In the cockpit of the lead hunter ship, the lights flickered. A voice filled the room. Calm. Cold. Argus, this is your only warning. Leave now, or I will end your ships without touching them. The hunter captain laughed. You're bluffing. Then his engines stopped. One by one, all 3 ships shut down mid-flight. They floated like broken toys. Back on Horizon 1, Arya looked at the screen and smiled. Send them home, Argus. A gentle energy wave pulsed from the human ship. The mercenary vessels rebooted, now facing the opposite direction. Their course was reset. They would return. But with a message. Earth is not to be touched. News of the failed attack spread quickly. The Galactic Net, the largest information network in the known galaxy, flashed headlines in every major language. Human AI defeats 3 stealth fleets. In seconds, Earth's lone ship outsmarts attackers again. Are humans too dangerous to stop? In the war rooms of the Kraton Combine, generals shouted at each other. They're using psychological warfare. They want us to panic. Well, it's working. At a hidden research station orbiting a dead star, an alien scientist reviewed old files. She opened a dusty data cube marked Earth probe recordings classified. Images showed early human rockets, ancient Earth wars, and strange machines unlike anything in the Council's archives. She gasped. Why did we ignore them? An old professor entered behind her. Because we thought they would die before reaching us. They didn't, she said, trembling. They evolved. On Horizon 1, Argus picked up something new. Captain, we've received a signal. It is not a warning. It is a greeting. Arya turned. From who? Unknown origin. Small rebel group. They call themselves the Fractured Dawn. Open a line. A voice came through, shaky but honest. You don't know us. But we know the Council. We've been fighting them for years. If Earth wants change, we want to talk. Arya leaned closer. Talk then. The alien replied, we want to join you. She raised an eyebrow. Join? Yes. We have no power, but we have knowledge. Of the Council, its secrets, its weakness. Argus interrupted softly. Captain, this could be a trap. It could also be our first ally, Arya replied. Back at the Council chambers, things had changed. Some members still pushed for war, but many now pushed for silence. They are not attacking us, said a gray-skinned diplomat. They only defend. If we strike again, they may not stop at one ship next time. A nervous ambassador added, perhaps we wait. Wait. Observe. Fear. The galaxy was no longer united in strength. It was splitting apart in fear, in doubt, and in silence. On a distant gas planet, in a forgotten bunker, a different kind of being watched the events unfold. Tall, armored, ancient. Not part of the council. Not known to the stars, one of them. Spoke. So, Earth has returned. Another replied, and with them, the old fear returns too. What do we do? The leader turned toward the stars, his face hidden behind steel. We wait. And when they call the others, we rise. Aboard Horizon 1, Arya looked at Earth's blue marble on a HOLO screen. It was far. But not forgotten. She whispered. They're afraid of one ship. What happens when they see the rest? Argus answered quietly. Then the stars will truly panic, and deep within the ship, Earth's true plans rested locked, away for now, because this mission was not war. Not yet. But fear was spreading, and that was always step one. The Grand Galactic Council Tower stood tall above the clouds of Rithari Prime. Built from silver stone and starlight metal, it was the most powerful building in the galaxy. Here, decisions were made that shaped whole systems. Wars were started. Empires were born. And now fear had taken over its halls. Inside a dark chamber, deep below the tower, 6 shadowed figures sat around a glowing table. These were not public leaders. They were something more dangerous. They were the Council's hidden hand. One of them, a thin, pale alien with glassy eyes, spoke first. The human ship continues to move unharmed. They refuse all commands. They disable attackers without violence. It is not natural. Another replied, it is not luck either. They know exactly what they're doing. A thick-furred being leaned forward. We've been blind. We thought Earth was a dead world. The one at the head of the table nodded. It's time we open the old files. The ones buried after the Earth observation program failed. The room went silent. Then a hidden wall opened, and an old cube was placed on the table. It glowed dim blue. Dust clung to its edges. No one had touched it in over a century. Back in the early days of space travel, the Council had sent probes to every new species it discovered. Most planets responded, either with confusion or fear. Some begged for protection. Others joined quickly. Earth was different. The first probe sent to Earth never returned. The second was found years later melted and empty on a mountain in Asia. The third was disguised as a satellite. It lasted 6 minutes before it was hacked. That file was labeled, Contact Failure, Level 7, Possible Threat. The Council decided to stop watching Earth. Too unpredictable, too dangerous. Better to leave them alone and erase the records. Until now. The old cube lit up. A 3D image floated above the table. It showed Earth's history short but violent. World wars, nuclear tests, rapid growth, AI experiments, space projects, silence. Then a strange gap. Earth stopped sending signals. No contact, no radio, no activity. They vanished, said the pale alien. No, the glassy-eyed one said. They went dark. Why? Asked another. To prepare, the leader replied. Everything they do now was planned. The ship Horizon 1 is not a mistake. It is the beginning. Meanwhile, aboard Horizon 1, Captain Arya Khan sat in silence. She stared at the stars through the wide front window. Her hands rested calmly on her lap, but her mind was racing. Argus, the ship's eye, broke the silence. Encrypted signals are coming from the Council's inner systems. Are they calling for help? Arya asked. No, they're digging deep into old files. They've opened the Earth records. Arya leaned forward, so they finally remembered. Yes, Argus replied. They now know what they buried. She smirked. Let them read it. Let them remember why they feared us. On the council homeworld, a young assistant named Vilin stood outside the secret chamber. He had bright eyes and a curious mind. He wasn't supposed to be there, but something felt wrong. He waited until the guards turned away, then slipped inside a data room connected to the secret vault. His fingers moved quickly, copying a piece of the human file to his private reader. What he saw made his blood run cold. One section was labeled Human Reaction to Observation, Weaponized Curiosity. Another, Artificial Intelligence, Rapid Development. Warning, Self-Learning AI Confirmed. And the last, Cultural Pattern, Response to Threat. Overwhelming Force. Velen whispered, "They don't surrender, they destroy." He ran out of the room, heart pounding. Later that day, a message was sent. From the Council. A simple one, but powerful. To all allied fleets. Do not engage the human vessel. Stand down until further orders. This shocked many in the galaxy. Some called it weakness. Others called it wisdom. But in secret, the Council was already building something worse. Inside a dark lab, engineers and war minds studied the human ship recordings. One of them, a machine with spider-like arms, spoke to its handler. They used a weapon we cannot trace, a field that shuts down systems without heat or impact. Yes, the handler said. They disable, not destroy. That is more frightening. Shall we copy it? The machine asked. We will try, but Earth has always been 10 steps ahead. Elsewhere, on a forgotten mining moon, rebels from the Fractured Dawn watched the Council's confusion with joy. Their leader, a tall insectoid named Kier, raised his hand. The galaxy finally sees how weak the Council is. One of his officers asked, "Do you trust the humans?" Kier paused. "No, but I believe in their chaos, and sometimes chaos is the only way to break control." They sent a message to Horizon 1. Captain Aria, the Council fears you. We believe you may help shift the balance. But we must know, what does Earth truly want? The reply was short. Justice. And a place among the stars. Kier smiled. Then let's give them both. Back aboard Horizon 1, Argus detected a change. Captain, an unknown file is being sent through deep channels. It is encrypted but clumsy. From where? Aria asked, a low-level assistant in the Council. Risking much to send it. Open it. The file unfolded. Old footage. Documents. Reports marked highly classified. Aria studied each page. Then she saw a name. Her own grandfather, Dr. Rizwan Khan, former AI leader. Lost in space 50 years ago. One report claimed he had been captured by the Council. Another said he disappeared with stolen data. Aria's voice was quiet. They lied, Argus added. They feared what he knew, what he built, and now they fear what I've become. Back in the Council chamber, the leaders argued again. They have old wounds. We should offer peace, one said. No, shouted another. They're watching us, waiting. If we show weakness, they already know our weakness, the leader said, raising his voice. It's fear, and they smell it. One ambassador asked the question everyone avoided. What if this is just their scout? No one spoke. Then the pale alien whispered. Then we must hope they like what they see. In the darkness between stars, Horizon 1 flew on, silent, watching. Inside, Aria Khan stood by the AI core, thinking of her grandfather, of Earth, of the lies the galaxy had told. Argus said softly, we now have the Council's secrets. Aria turned. Good, it's time the galaxy learned them too. She pressed a button. All across the stars, thousands of screens lit up. Every race, every planet, a single message played. You were told Earth was dangerous. You were told we were gone, but we were only waiting. We see your lies, we remember your crimes, and we are coming. One file after another flashed on the screens, evidence, footage, maps. The Council's secrets now exposed. Panic spread faster than ever before. Because fear is one thing, but truth is worse. A bright white signal pulsed across the blackness of space. It came from a peaceful alien ship named Volunteer. A diplomatic cruiser, unarmed, painted in soft silver and blue. It carried ambassadors from 7 alien species chosen by the Council to attempt a peaceful meeting with Earth's mysterious ship, Horizon 1. For days, fear had spread. The Council's secrets were exposed. Earth's power was no longer a rumor. So now, they would try words. Inside the Volunteer, soft music played. Ambassadors sat around a curved table, going over final translations. "Are we ready?" asked a green-skinned alien with golden eyes. Her name was Yelena, the chief negotiator. A tall metal-framed creature beside her replied, "If the humans answer our call." "They will," Yelena said softly. "They want peace too. We just need to show we're not like the others." But outside, in the shadows of a distant moon, something else watched. A stealth ship from the Trevak Empire, known for backstabbing and greed, had followed Volunteer in secret. Its captain, a cruel being named Vark, smiled as he read the peaceful message the Volunteer sent. "Fools," Vark growled. "While they talk, we strike." He gave a simple order: lock onto the human ship. When they lower their shields to talk, destroy them. On board Horizon 1, Captain Arya Khan sat in her command chair, calm as ever. The stars outside blinked silently. Argus, the AI, spoke first. "Incoming transmission. Peaceful language." From an official council ship. Arya raised an eyebrow. "They're reaching out?" "Yes, requesting a meeting. No demands, no threats." She thought for a moment, and a second signal hidden. Following them. The Trevak Empire. Arya didn't move. Her voice stayed quiet. "So it's a trap." "Most likely," Argus replied. She stood up and walked to the center console. Her boots made soft clicks on the metal floor. "They want to talk peace with one hand, while holding a knife with the other." Argus asked, "Shall I destroy the Trevak ship?" Arya shook her head. "No, not yet. Let's see how far they go." The Volunteer arrived at the edge of Sector 9, where Horizon 1 hovered like a ghost. Yelena stood at the front of the bridge. She looked at the dark human ship ahead. "Beautiful," she whispered, "and terrifying." "Signal them," she ordered. A soft tone was sent. A message in the shared language of the galaxy. "We come in peace. We wish to talk." Seconds passed. Then Horizon 1 responded. The screen lit up with the face of Captain Arya Khan, calm, focused, watching. "This is Captain Khan of Earth's Horizon 1. You are not alone. A second ship hides behind the third moon." Yelena's smile faded. "We didn't know," she said quickly. "We came honestly." "I believe you," Arya said. "But they don't." Argus added. Suddenly, alarms blared. The Trevak ship fired. Beams of red energy shot toward Horizon 1. The Volunteer panicked. "They're firing at the humans." "Shields up." But it was too late. Or so they thought. Before the first shot could hit, Horizon 1 vanished. Gone in an instant. The Trevak Captain Vark leaned forward. "Where did they?" He never finished. Behind him, a strange sound filled the bridge, like a whisper made of electricity. One of his crew turned, eyes wide. "They're here." Horizon 1 appeared right behind them. Its weapons didn't glow. Its shields didn't flare. It just hovered. Inside the Trevak ship, lights went out. Engines died. Air turned heavy. Then a message appeared across every screen. "You tried peace. You chose betrayal. Now you face the cost." The Trevak crew screamed. Panels exploded. Fire burst from the ceiling, but no one died. Instead, they were locked in place, trapped by energy fields, unable to move. On Horizon 1, Argus asked, "Shall I erase them?" Arya looked into the camera. No, leave them broken. The Volunteer watched in silence as the Travak ship spun in space. Powerless. Captain Arya reappeared on their screen. You came honestly. They did not. We know the difference. Yelena spoke softly. Will you still talk to us? Arya paused. Yes, she said. But not under the Council's shadow. She ended the call. News of the failed attack and the Travak humiliation spread fast. The galaxy exploded in debate. Humans show mercy but strike fast. First contact ruined by Council traitors. Travak Empire begs for forgiveness. In the Council chamber, some leaders shouted, "They embarrassed us again. We cannot control them. Earth has made us look weak." But one quiet voice spoke through the noise. It was Velen, the young assistant who had leaked the secret. Files. He stood and said, "Maybe it's not about control. Maybe it's about respect." The others laughed, but Velen didn't. He looked at the stars and whispered, "She gave them a chance." And they threw it away. A day later, Horizon 1 hovered over a peaceful moon with no cities, no weapons, just silence. Arya walked through the ship's quiet halls. The walls hummed gently. Lights pulsed in soft blue. Argus spoke. "Do you regret answering the call?" "No," Arya replied. "They deserved a chance." "And the Travak?" "They deserved what they got." She opened a file her grandfather had left behind, a map showing hidden Council prisons, secret weapon vaults, and names of missing scientists. Earth had been silent for too long. Now it was learning everything the galaxy tried to hide. Argus added, "We have intercepted over 200 new messages. Some are requests to meet, others are threats." "Good," Arya said. "It means they're still paying attention." Back in the ruins of the Travak ship, rescue teams from neutral planets arrived. They found the crew alive, but shaken. None of them could speak. They just stared forward, frozen in fear. One medic whispered to another, "What happened to them?" The reply came softly, "Earth." That evening, in an underground lab far from Council eyes, a new voice began to rise. A network of smaller species, those often ignored, bullied, or ruled over, started to ask a bold question. What if Earth is the change we've been waiting for? And across thousands of stars, from rebels to traitors, from farmers to soldiers, one thing was clear. The galaxy had tried first contact, but they were the ones who failed, because Earth was not here to beg. It was here to decide. The galaxy trembled. Every star system buzzed with nervous whispers. Every capital city shivered with fear. The Council's grand halls were no longer filled with confident leaders. Now they echoed with panic. The message from Captain Arya Khan had changed everything. "We are not here for war, but we will defend ourselves." That sentence traveled faster than any fleet. On the Council homeworld, the massive chamber was crowded. Leaders from dozens of alien races shouted over each other, desperate for answers. "We cannot let this continue." A reptilian ambassador shouted, pounding his claw on the table. "The humans have power we do not understand." A shimmering winged diplomat raised her voice. "We must build defenses. More fleets, more weapons." An insectoid representative whispered, "But their AI disables our ships without damage. How can we fight what we cannot touch?" A cold voice interrupted. It was Velen, the young assistant who had leaked Earth's secrets. "We panic because we fear what we do not understand," he said quietly. A silence fell. "Fear is a weapon," Velen continued. "We must use reason, not war." "But reason has failed us before," the winged diplomat replied. "If they are so strong, why wait?" Thousands of light years away, aboard Horizon 1, Captain Arya watched the news reports flooding the ship's systems. Argus's voice echoed, "Panic is spreading. The Council is preparing fleets. Trade routes are closing. Borders are locked down." Arya leaned forward, her fingers resting on the control panel. "Good, let them panic. Are you sure? Argus asked. This may lead to war. Arya smiled faintly. War is not what I want. But if they strike first, we will respond. At a military base on the gas giant Corliss, generals gathered around a holographic table showing the map of Space. Supreme. Admiral Naskel's face was stern. We have lost ships, humiliated. Our weapons are useless. A younger officer asked, what can we do? Naskel's eyes hardened. Prepare new tactics. Study their AI. Find weaknesses. Another officer added, we should seek allies. Other empires are afraid too. Nazgul nodded slowly. We must. Unite or fall. Meanwhile, in the Outer Rim, a group of traders gathered in a dimly lit cantina. One trader, a small furry creature named Tylo, looked worried. They say the humans are unstoppable. I just want to get my cargo to market. Another trader shrugged. Fear will ruin trade, Tylo. Borders are closing. No one moves. A third trader tapped a screen, showing the human ship's latest message. We come in peace, but not weakness. Tylo sighed. I hope that is true. Back on Horizon 1, Arya stood by the main window, watching the stars pass. Argus spoke softly. We have intercepted a message from the Council. They offer talks, but only if we surrender control. Arya shook her head. No, Earth does not surrender. Then what? We will show them that respect is earned, not given. Suddenly, the ship's alarm sounded. Multiple ships approaching fast, Argus warned. Arya stood, eyes sharp. Are they hostile? Unknown, but weapons are online. She took a deep breath. Prepare defense. The approaching fleet. Emerged sleek black warships with glowing red engines. One ship broadcast a message. Human vessel. We demand immediate surrender. Cease your advance or face destruction. Arya's voice was steady. This is Captain Arya Khan. Earth will not surrender. We seek peace, but will defend ourselves. The fleet hesitated. Argus calculated their next move. Weapons powered. They will fire in 10 seconds. Arya gripped the console. Hold steady. The seconds stretched. Then, silence. No weapons fired. Instead, one of the enemy ships opened a communication channel. We will not fight if you agree to halt your expansion. Arya smiled. Expansion? We explore. We defend. The commander hesitated, then said, we will report this. But know this, the galaxy watches you. The fleet turned and left. After they disappeared, Argus turned to Arya. They test us. We must be ready. Arya nodded. The panic will grow. But we will remain calm. Suddenly, a new message arrived. From the fractured Dawn rebels. Earth's strength is hope. We offer alliance. Arya's eyes brightened. Finally, allies. In the council chambers, some leaders saw hope. Others saw threat. A great divide formed. Some whispered, we must prepare for war. Others said, maybe Earth can bring change. But one thing was clear. The galaxy was no longer the same. Fear had spread. And with fear, the game had begun. The stars outside Horizon 1 looked cold and distant. But inside the ship, something warm was stirring memories of a world long left behind. Captain Arya Khan sat quietly in her private chamber. The soft hum of the ship filled the silence. She held a small, worn object, a medal her grandfather had given her before he vanished decades ago. Argus, the ship's AI, spoke gently. Captain, there's a signal coming from Earth. It is old, but important. Arya looked up. Old? How old? More than 50 years, Argus replied. She smiled faintly. Then it's time we listen to the past. The signal was weak, but clear. It was a message recorded long ago, before Earth's silence. The voice on the recording was familiar. Her grandfather, Dr. Rizwan Khan. If you find this message, know that Earth is ready. We have hidden secrets, power, and a will to survive. To those who watch, This is a warning and a promise." Aria's eyes filled with tears. He believed we could change everything. Argus added, "The message contains coordinates and data files, old Earth technology, and warnings about the Council." Her hands trembled. The Council feared us for a reason. On the Council homeworld, panic deepened. The leaked files from Earth were shaking the foundations of power. We underestimated them, a Council elder admitted, voice heavy. "The humans have long memories," said another, "and now their past calls to us." A secret meeting was called. The leaders debated fiercely. One diplomat warned, "If Earth awakens its old powers, no fleet can stop them." Another said, "Then we must strike before they grow stronger." But others argued for caution. "We risk war if we push too hard." The room grew tense. Back on Horizon 1, Aria studied the old maps and data. "Grandfather left more than just warnings," she said softly. "He left plans," Argus confirmed. "Hidden bases, advanced AI cores, Earth's best minds lost in time." Then, "Our mission is clear," Aria said. "We're not just explorers. We are Earth's future." Suddenly, the ship's sensors blinked. "Incoming transmission," Argus announced. It was a message from the Fractured Dawn rebels. "We have found an old Earth station. It holds weapons and data. But it's guarded." Aria nodded. "Then we take it back." On the barren moon where the station lay, the Fractured Dawn's ships moved quietly. Kier, their leader, looked at the ancient building. "After all these years," he whispered, "Earth left a message for us all." Inside the station, dust covered the walls. Flickering lights showed signs of long-abandoned technology. But suddenly, alarms blared. "Trap!" Kier shouted. Council forces appeared, surrounding the station. "Welcome," a cold voice said. "Did you really think the Council would let Earth's secrets go free?" Back on Horizon 1, Aria's screen lit up. Double quotes. "Kier, are you okay?" She asked. "We walked into a trap," he replied. "Council forces are strong here." Aria clenched her fists. "Hold tight. We're coming." Argus initiated battle protocols. The Council's fleet closed in fast. Blasters fired. Explosions lit the dark moon. Kier's rebels fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Suddenly, Horizon 1 appeared. The human ship's shields flared as it took the brunt of the attacks. Aria's voice came through the comms. "We will not let the past die." With precision, Horizon 1 disabled Council ships one by one without destruction. Just like before, the Council's fleet faltered. Inside the station, Kier found the data core. He opened files showing Earth's greatest inventions, energy weapons, AI systems, even designs for ships like Horizon 1. He realized Earth's power was more than technology. It was hope. After the battle, Aria contacted the galaxy. "Earth's echoes are alive. We carry the past, but also the future. This war will not be won by fear, but by strength and truth." The message spread wide. Fear remained, but so did a new hope. Back on Horizon 1, Aria stood by the window. "Echoes from Earth remind us who we are," she said quietly. Argus replied, "And who we will become." The stars shone brightly. The journey was far from over. In the silent void, Horizon 1 drifted like a lone star. Its hull gleamed under distant suns. Inside, Captain Aria Khan stood ready, waiting. Argus's voice was calm. "We are approaching designated coordinates." Aria glanced at the display. "This is where they said their fleet would meet us." She pressed a button. "Prepare for inspection. Shields low. No weapons active," Argus acknowledged. "Understood." Far away, in the frigid black, a welcoming fleet emerged. Sleek vessels from the Council's peacekeeping armada. Their formation looked respectful. Their lights were subdued. They came under a white flag. On the bridge of Horizon 1, Aria watched the approach. "Argus, no tricks?" "No signs of hidden ships," Argus said quietly. "This appears genuine." Arya nodded. Fine, let's meet them. Aboard the lead council ship, Ambassador Yelena paced nervously with her security. Officers. Her calm face hid fear. Captain Khan, she spoke carefully as the human ship docked. Thank you for joining us in peace. Arya offered a small smile. Peace is better than war. Yelena gestured toward a meeting room. Please follow me. The room inside the council ship was bright. White lights, wide windows. A long, oval table sat empty. Arya entered, with Argus following discreetly in data form. Ambassador Yelena welcomed her. We want a new start. We admit mistakes. We want to build trust. Arya waited before replying. We came here in good faith, Yelena nodded. So did we. They sat at the table. Arya placed her hands calmly in front of her dot. Suddenly, alarms ripped through the ship. The lights turned red. Outside, council fighters surrounded Horizon 1. Weapons armed. Engines powered up. Arya's eyes narrowed. Argus, what just happened? Argus answered. Hostile action detected. They locked our systems. Yelena stood up. Panic rising. They lied. Arya rose too. Show me. Panels flickered to life behind Yelena. On the screens, images flashed. Horizon 1 in flames. Earth under attack. Human cities destroyed. Voice boomed through hidden speakers. It was a male council commander. Human ships have attacked our outposts. Millions died. You will pay. Yelena shook her head. This is not real. Arya looked at the screens. It's fabricated. Who controls the ship? The commander spoke from off-screen. Surrender your vessel. You have committed war crimes. Arya stood tall. I've done no such thing. Back on Horizon 1, Argus fought silently. Systems flickered. Security drove a digital battle to regain control. Argus reported, they are rewriting our logs. Trying to erase our identity. They lied, Arya whispered. They planned this. She pressed her communicator. Ambassador, but Yelena froze. Her own guards blocked her way. A guard snapped. Stay back, Yelena glared. Tears filled her eyes. Please. Weapons powered up on Horizon 1. Plasma coils hummed. Argus said quietly, shall I defend? Arya's voice was firm. Activate mirror jump. Suddenly, Horizon 1 vanished from the docking bay. Every council fighter turned to search, but then they flickered out of existence. Aboard Horizon 1, Arya and Argus materialized outside the council ship. Every council fighter froze in mid-flight, locked in place by powerful energy fields. Outside, council pilots looked around confused. Back inside the council's meeting room, screens showed council ships frozen midair. Yelena gasped. What are they doing? Arya appeared on the display. She spoke softly but firmly. You tried a lie. A trap. You betrayed your word. We responded. The council commander's face glowed with arrogance. You dare, but Arya interrupted. We don't fight blindly. We fight truth. Back on Horizon 1, Arya initiated a galaxy-wide broadcast. The message was simple. Council forces attempted to kill us under the false flag of war. We have evidence. Truth matters. Across thousands of systems, every trader, pilot, and diplomat watched. Council systems buzzed with confusion. Ships powered down. Orders halted. Ambassadors argued. Yelena fought to regain control of her ship. She spoke over the comms. Captain Kanai was deceived. We did not notify you. Please, allow us to make this right. Arya studied the screen. You can prove it. Send me every log, every tape, and I will review them, if you are sincere. We may yet talk. Yelena nodded. Yes, we will do everything. We can. Arya nodded slowly. Good, but I will not dock again. Not until I know the truth. The truth surfaced quickly. Evidence was submitted. Logs, hacked files, video of council generals planning the trap. The council's leadership changed overnight. Some were arrested. Others forced to resign. A new faction rose, those who supported peace and honesty. A few days later, Horizon 1 hovered above an agreed neutral system. 3 ships waited council, Fractured Dawn, and 2 smaller fleets. Arya walked to the observation deck with Argus. Have they sent their logs? Yes, and new transmissions from Yelena. Arya smiled. She's brave. Argus added, she shows that truth matters more than fear. In the meeting room, Arya and Yelena stood face to face across a table again. This time, Yelena spoke with respect, not pleading. Captain Khan, I understand why you trusted less. We betrayed you, but I want to be honest now. Arya inclined her head. Then let's begin again. They signed agreements, no traps, data transparency, shared exploration. Council forces withdrew. In the halls of the Fractured Dawn fleet, Kier watched the broadcast. He turned to his officers. This is what we hoped for, a new model, not war but truth. A rebel officer nodded. Earth sets the example, Kier smiled. And we will follow. Back aboard Horizon 1, the stars looked peaceful. Arya stood by the window. Argus spoke. Quietly, trust takes time, but this is a good start. Arya pressed her hand to the glass. Truth is better than fear. She whispered to the stars. Let them watch now. The stars were no longer silent. All across the galaxy, ships moved differently. Fleets that once hunted each other now paused in thought. Satellites shared signals of peace instead of war. Something had changed. It began with one message. Arya. Khan stood on the bridge of Horizon 1, her gaze steady. The large front window showed a council assembly station floating in neutral space. Argus, she said, are we ready? The eye responded softly. Yes, Captain. Delegates from all sides have arrived. They are waiting. Arya took a deep breath. This moment was bigger than war. It was about rules, new ones. Inside the council assembly hall, every species had a representative. The air buzzed with tension. Some wore military uniforms, others traditional robes or advanced armor. Some beings floated, some glowed. But all waited. Then, the doors opened. Captain Arya Khan entered alone. Voices dropped. Eyes turned. She did not bow. She did not smile. She simply walked to the center podium, her footsteps clear and firm. A small, blue alien from the Zathari delegation leaned toward his neighbor and whispered, That's the human who stopped the war. Arya looked around at them all. She began simply, We were warned, we were threatened, and still, Earth survived. A few murmurs rose. She continued, We did not survive because we had better weapons. We survived because we had better reasons. A voice from the back called out, Your fleet destroyed entire cruisers. Yes, she answered calmly. Because those ships came under false peace to kill us. We do not attack first. But we finish what is started. Another ambassador stood. This one, an insect-like being with golden eyes. What do you want, human? What do you demand? Arya's face remained calm. We want to write something new, not just for Earth, but for everyone. A silence filled the room. Then she said clearly, We propose the laws of the stars. The room exploded with reactions. Shouting, arguing, murmuring. A massive alien from the Jurgen Empire slammed his fist into the table. You think one planet can decide for the galaxy? Arya didn't flinch. No, but one planet can ask, and others can choose. She raised a hand. Behind her, holograms appeared. Words in every language translated instantly. Law 1. No war without truth. Law 2. No peace under lies. Law 3. No weapon shall cross borders without consent. Law 4. Every species has the right to speak. Law 5. All actions must leave a record. Open. To all. Silence returned. Even the loudest generals now stared. A frail voice spoke from the back. It belonged to Elder Miran, one of the oldest delegates. If we had these laws before, maybe my home wouldn't be ash. A second voice joined. My fleet was tricked into war. Maybe this is what we need. Others started nodding. But not everyone agreed. High Commander Svek of the Juran fleet stood tall. And what if someone refuses these laws? Arya answered firmly. Then they stand alone. Svek scowled. And Earth will enforce these rules? No. Arya said. The Alliance of the Willing will. A second hologram appeared, lists of species already agreeing to the new order. Human, Zathari, Fractured Dawn, Velinari, others, Svek growled. You divide us, Arya replied. We invite you. You divide yourselves. Outside, fleets waited. Not with guns ready, but with treaty packets, translators, and science teams. New borders were being discussed, not for control, but for peace. In the chamber, debate continued. One delegate asked, what of old treaties? Arya responded, all old lies must end. A female reptilian leader leaned forward. And what of those who broke peace before? They must answer. But we do not ask for blood, we ask for change. Hours passed. Arguments flew. But for the first time in centuries, leaders of the stars were talking. Arya remained still, patient, steady. She answered every question with clarity, every insult with calm, every doubt with truth. Later, in a private room, Yelena joined her. I didn't think they'd listen, she said softly. They didn't have to, Arya replied. They just had to hear. Yelena looked at the stars through the window. Will they follow the new laws? Some, Arya said. Some will fake it. Some will resist. Then why try? Yelena asked. Arya smiled gently. Because even stars need rules. Days turned into weeks. The laws of the stars spread across the galaxy. Some systems resisted. But most accepted. Trade routes reopened. Prisons for political. Lies were shut. Propaganda engines were dismantled. Warships turned into science stations. Arya and Argus traveled system to system, not to rule, to observe. To help. In the Varnak system, they exposed a corrupt leader faking attacks to stay in power. In the Thalian Nebula, they helped rebels write fair elections under the new laws. In the Silent Drift Zones, lost colonies were reconnected through truth-sharing. Everywhere they went, the same message followed. No war without truth. One day, a council envoy returned to Earth. The same council that once tried to destroy it, now asked for Earth to host the next summit. Arya stood on the balcony of Earth's unified building. The city behind her was alive. Lights flickered in celebration. Argus asked, You think they're ready? She looked up at the stars. No one is ever ready, she said. But we begin anyway. A new era had begun, not through domination, not through fear, but through law. Real law. Laws not written in stone. Laws written in stars.